The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
We're live, aren't we?
Yeah, we just switched.
Oh,
Yay!
hey! Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chaos Crew's continuing adventures. Oh gosh, So last time, the party went down into Undermountain to a lair known as Arcturia Doom to deal with the eponymous Arcturia. Who, has caused some trouble for the party in the past and yada yada. There was a weapon of mass disintegration involved, and the party had to run around, get a bunch of keys, and they were able to, last moment, put all the keys in. Unfortunately, Patience got petrified, Lilia got petrified, Sunspot got mazed, and Solaris died. So Airly and Yami, put the keys in while Solaris is making death saving throws and got a nat 1, of course. And as soon as they turned off the weapon, it was like, oh, thank God. And then a bunch of vats full of clones activated, and I think it was about 8 Hauster clones and a Lilia clone woke up and all turn their heads over towards the girls of the Chaos Crew. So Yami was able to use a piece of the artifact they found, the Orrery of the Wanderer, to use the code of recall to go back to the Noodle Troll and escape. Last moment. So that's where we left off. So Airly, you and Yami are back in the Noodle Troll with a petrified Patience, a petrified Lilia, a dead Solaris, and no Sunspot because he's been mazed.
I feel like we should do something about this.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Maybe starting with Solaris and working our way to Sunspot.
That's a guess. Oh, yes. Yami will rub her hands together and electricity will spark on them, and she'll go over to Solaris and she'll use her I forget what it's called, psionic restoration to restore life. I think it's 5 psi points, and she'll bring you back to life. It's been less than a minute, so she can do it. So you're back to life, Solaris. You again.
Fireball! Ow! Wait, no, I go. Oil can! Because I'm still paralyzed for the minute.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm alive, but I can't move for another 40 seconds or so.
Well, I'll put her on the couch.
Huh?
You have to open your mouth, Solaris. You gotta lips. You gotta move. Like you're getting ready for a play. You have to enunciate. Blah 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 blah. No, okay.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Whoa! Wow. Barely. You ever thought about a career in the theater? My goodness.
This is here. Okay.
Well, it's getting better.
It's fine.
I sort of understood what she said.
Where's Sunspot?
Where's Sunspot?
It's a good question. So Sunspot, you, meanwhile, you ran after Arcturia with Dingo Head, and as soon as you got in there, you were like, I'm gonna turn into a dragon, and then you got mazed by Arcturia. So you find yourself in a extra dimensional, giant walls on either side, maze, and you can see up above just like this, astral sort of space, sky above you.
Well, this sucks.
And you just hear your voice echo down the corridors of the maze. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
Is there any like?
Hmm.
Because I turned myself into like the sunspot dragon, so like I'm normal size. Are there any like rocks nearby? Something loose I could pick up?
Yeah, I would say so.
He's gonna pick something up and just like whip it up into the air to see if there's some sort of like arcane field that's gonna like electrocute him if he tries to fly.
Okay, so you chuck it up there, and when you do, there isn't like a field or anything, but you do hear just like a, and then a giant hand grabs the rock and crushes it, and little rock bits rain back down to where you are.
Okay, I'm not gonna fly. And I guess Sunspot's just gonna start walking. He has nothing else he can do. He just like, it's a maze. Guess I gotta figure this out.
Okay, I need you to make me an intelligence. I think. Ooh, let me double check. I forget if it's a check or a saving throw.
I mean, in dragon form, it's the same, so it doesn't make a difference.
Oh well, all right.
But knowing
Intelligence
maze,
check, yeah,
knowing maze stuff, I keep my hand on the left wall.
pretty good. I'll give you advantage.
Because I'm that nerd. He's like, you can always stick to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Intelligence. 15.
15. All right. So you're trying to follow along the maze, and you find yourself, following the left wall, and it's like, oh yeah, but the corridors continue to twist, and as you sort of try and navigate, it almost seems like the maze is shifting around you, trying to keep you pinned inside.
Well, this is some bullshit.
Meanwhile, back at the Doodle Troll, where's Sunspot? That's a good question. I don't know.
Everyone just hears like ethereally in their head. This is bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Hello?
Yami puts her head up the fireplace and is like, "You goblins better stop talking at the fireplace. We have serious business going on down here." All right. And Solaris, I would say about this time, it starts to.
I'm like sitting there, and all of a sudden it's like 1 second I'm not able to move, and then it's like, what? I fall off the couch. Ow.
Oh, see, she's fine. All right, good, excellent.
I like look around myself where like I think I'm still like smoking from the fireball, and I'm like, and like I kind of adjust my nose, which I think I fell on my face twice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a mess.
Oh no, you look lovely, dear. Don't worry about it.
How long was I unconscious?
Less than a minute. I mean,
We're back at the Noodle Troll.
yeah.
I point at Lilia, and then I point at I point at Patience.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not entirely sure how to deal with that. But I'm sure it's fine. Hey,
Can we take them to like the church?
Are they? No, not they haven't lost a hand or anything, right? Remember when Renair?
Yeah, no, they look like they're fine. Lilia's ears are still good. Yeah.
Okay, just because when Renair
Patience
came back, the hand
tail.
was gone.
Yes. Patience's wings are all right. I think it's all good.
Okay. This is an opportunity. If we wanted to put a new design on the coat the Patience is wearing, we could. No, don't do that. Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be that'd be irresponsible. Yes, let's not do that.
I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. Everything hurts.
That's fair. You want me to get you noodles?
I'm really full.
Oh, all right.
Like, I threw up down there. Did I eat something that disagreed with me?
You hear your stomach just.
Yep, I'm just gonna sit here and relax for a minute. I'm not really sure. It's kind of hazy. I remember walking into a tea party with Sunspot, and then it all kind of gets a little wonky. Okay. I just sit down.
Okay. So, what is the plan with our petrified compatriots? That's the real question. Because they are quite petrified.
Is there like a, I don't know, I might be pulling this from like a different campaign, but is there like a church that you can go to, like Patience's church or something, that you could be like, hey, can you like
yeah, so clerics, if they're powerful enough, yeah, they could definitely get rid of it. Or
yeah, I'm not
it.
a high enough level cleric for that.
No.
I got one level there.
And Yami, I double checked. Yeah, you definitely cannot do that.
I mean, worst comes to worst, they'll look adorable on display on the side of the stage.
That's
until we can figure this out.
Of course, Patience can. God damn it.
There's this little grinding noise from the rock statue of Patience.
Like, I even double checked because, like, I was thinking, oh, maybe Zariel, she can't do it. For some reason, they don't have greater restoration. So,
I mean, we're kind of in a bit of a bind because everybody's pissed off at us because we pissed off the nobles. So, like, nobody really wants to help us right now.
Didn't Sunspot say something about that with your church?
Something like they wouldn't help when he went there.
Okay, but didn't Patience just give a sword or something to our church?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
Maybe
we could call that in.
Yeah.
I mean, we can ask. If they won't, Early's got a sword that cuts off your head if you piss her off. Just threaten them.
Okay. Yeah. We could do that.
I've never threatened members of the clergy before, but there's a first time for everything.
I mean,
you'll love it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I think we've done it by accident at least twice. There was this one time where we got the nimble right out of the attic, and then I had to get away, and one of them almost got blown up in the alleyway. Not my fault, but I got away.
No, it was fine. I mean, Nim is living a lovely little life next door with his partner.
I got my backpack, my parachute back, so it's cool.
That's true. Yeah, that parachute is awesome.
It looked like it was fun. I haven't had a chance to use it myself.
I guess we'll just have to find out sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I have Sunspot's flying carpet, so I haven't needed it, so that's okay.
Good point. All right, so you guys want to go try and see if the Temple of the Triad will depetrify friends?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Before we go, do we, like, while we talk, do we spend like an hour so I can spend some hit dice as I bandage myself up?
Yeah, sure.
I think I came back with 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Okay, I got about 137 I got to work on here.
Which this will give Sunspot some time. Make intelligence checks.
That's true.
Oh, jeez.
This gives me a good question. Can I take rests while petrified?
I think that you're technically dead.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm incapacitated.
Yeah.
Is it?
And I don't age. And poison and disease don't affect me. And I'm not aware of my surroundings.
Yeah, I kind of think that you just stay exactly as you were when you got petrified.
I think that makes the most sense, so I'm not gonna... I have a thing with the Celestial Warlock. I could give everybody temp HP if I rested, but since I'm petrified, it makes sense that it would not work.
Also, I assume we collected all your magical items that did not turn to stone.
They're technically still
yeah.
on me. Like if I was holding the sword is fine, but I'm holding it.
Your weight increases by a factor of 10?
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing heavy adamantium armor too, so. have fun
Well,
with that.
hey. Well, hey. At least you won't get poisoned or disease. So that's good.
Let's check here.
You
By
can't take
10?
actions or reactions.
By 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I need to fix his weight because I had his weight as goblin form, which is 42 pounds.
Oh,
Would've been
jeez.
easy.
Thank God Yami and Airly were the ones left because we're actually have strength scores.
But my inventory alone would be over 1,000 pounds.
Oh my God. That's fine. That's fine. You know, whatever. Yami can lift a fucking wagon. Okay, so Sunspot. I would like you to make me. You know what? I feel like eventually
Can I
you'll be able to
just
find your
say
way out. Yeah.
Sunspot's gonna drop polymorph because my stats are way better as Sunspot.
Are they? Okay.
For intelligence,
go for it.
yeah.
Sure.
Plus, I need to start healing myself, so I'm gonna cast some cure wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna heal myself up a little bit. Oh, thank God. I almost rolled max to heal myself, so.
That's good. That's right. You were very badly wounded before you turned into dragon, weren't you?
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay, now I'm up to 97. I'm much better now.
dang.
Okay, yes. Anyway, I dropped polymorph because I can still do it once more in
Mm-hmm.
case I need it.
All right. So do you want to make me another intelligence check, depending on how this goes?
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh wait, check or saving throw.
Check. Mm-hmm.
Dang, I screwed that up.
Uh-oh.
Thought it was a saving throw.
Uh-oh.
What's the DC?
20.
Okay, I literally can only roll a nat 20 to pass it. I have 0 in
Uh-oh.
intelligence, but I have a +6
Uh-oh.
saving throw.
Okay. Interesting.
Nope, 4.
Oh my God. All right, so I'm gonna roll me. You know what? Roll me a 1d4.
4.
Oh my God. So it'll take you 4 hours before you're able to escape. Oh my God. So basically, Sunspot, you're gonna be traveling through this maze trying to get out, while Solaris and Yami and Airly are all resting up the neutral. And Mar-a-Lago is there and he's like, "What about Sunspot? Where is he? We gotta save him. Oh my God." That's fine.
With so I have a 21 passive perception. Does this seem like I'm alone, or is there something else here besides the giant hand?
So besides that, no, you think you're alone in here.
Okay, so like I don't have to be on the lookout for like a minotaur coming at me.
No, but that you do think that this giant hand belongs to some sort of creature that's stalking the maze for sure.
Okay.
So, nothing to worry about. You know what? Actually,
I'm gonna walk for 4 hours.
Okay. Actually, roll me a stealth roll.
19.
Yeah, okay. So even if there is, you are stealthy enough that completely evade it. I rolled a 10, so all right.
My stealth is a +10, so.
Dang. Good Lord. All right. So Solaris, Airly, Yami. I'm sure Thagor, the Yeti, and Umbi, the Umber Hulk, will grab, Lilia and Patience and carry them along for you as you head down to the Temple of the Triad. As you guys are walking, there is something very strange that occurs. It's a lovely, like, going from winter into spring Waterdeep day. So it's sort of wet, sort of foggy, still chilly. There might be like ice slicks and stuff here and there, but colorful overall. Holy crap, Solaris. However, as you are walking, there is suddenly like a bubbling, like wave, almost like the world is filling up with water, and as the water passes over the world around you, all the color just sort of like disappears into black and white. And as it does, I would like Solaris and Airly to roll me wisdom saving throws.
Oh gosh, you're trying to kill me again.
I'll make one for Yami too, who's not good at wisdom. Of course she got a 3. God.
I got a 10.
Okay.
I somehow got a 15.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, so both of you succeeded.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the DC is not that high. Yami failed though. 4. Okay. How to role play that? Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So Yami, sort of looks like she's on edge suddenly as this, and then it fades like the tide is rolling out. People on the street are like, oh, suddenly crying and stuff. Oh.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah. Yes.
What the hell
Yes.
just happened?
I don't know, but I don't like it. Airly, did you see it, or is it just?
No. Yeah. I'm not really sure what you were talking about. I was looking at my shoes. I'm sorry.
What color were your shoes?
Oh shit. Brown?
No, he says we have to get out of here.
What was that? What's going on?
If you guys would like, you could make me a religion or an arcana roll.
Let's see. Well, they're both a +10 for me apparently. So let's go with I'll go with religion. I'm a cleric.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a 26.
26. Okay, so Solaris, you actually, remember you've experienced something like this before. It was down in Undermountain when you went to Vanric Doom to deal with the cult of Shar that was down there, the vampires, all of that.
Oh.
They were performing some sort of ritual that was causing the Shadowfell to sort of go and become coterminous with Undermountain.
Oh.
And it was affecting that region, but suddenly now it seems to be affecting Waterdeep, because this is the same sort of Shadowfell crossover for sure.
Oh no, the lines are blurred.
Yeah.
I think we're in trouble.
And the mist here in this Waterdeep day seems a little bit thicker.
No.
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 Can I make an insight check on Yami?
Yeah, you can.
A 30.
A third. Yeah, she's being affected by Shadowfell despair. I would say you can tell she is convinced that everything around her is going to kill her.
Oh no!
She is gripping onto her club and just looking at everything like.
Yummy.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Everything's fine.
I don't think so.
Don't worry. I don't think I can die 3 times. I'll protect you.
Are you sure about that?
No, but I don't think. I think.
Get in line. Only 3 times.
Love you, Scott. uh, you're gonna be just fine. We just have to get to the church and fix our friends, and then figure out where Sunspot actually
Think
ended
the
up.
church is gonna be safe? I mean, did you just see that?
No, I think that it's gonna be safe because you're with me and with Airly, and nobody's gonna mess with Airly.
Well, thank you, Solaris.
No problem.
You better not. They're gonna regret it.
Yes, they will. But we need to go to the church so we can get Lilia back.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. And also
And
patience. But,
Patience too, but
Lilia,
I
yes.
know Lilia's. I know that you value patience, but I know that like Lilia's important to you, especially, you know, if we don't unpetrify her, there's no more cookies either. So there's twofold.
Yeah, well, and she, bless her heart. I feel like some of my lovely influence is rubbing off on her, and she's becoming quite a little gangster. I love it. Oh,
See, focus on that.
yes.
That's
Okay.
your touchstone until you feel better.
She touches the stone of Lilia. Yes, yes.
See,
I touch
perfect.
them,
I did
yes.
not think of that. You're there. You
Yeah.
go. Touchstone. Perfect. Oh,
All right,
boy.
let's do it. A cat like runs out of an alley and she goes.
I just side eye airily. I'm like, oh boy.
All right.
Oh.
So you guys, cross Waterdeep to where the Temple of the Triad stands, over in the Castle Ward, I believe, very close to Castle Waterdeep and the Palace of the Open Lord and Blackstaff Tower and all of that. And it's a pretty much a complex of like 3 different temples, one belonging to each of the members of the Triad of Mount Celestia, Ilmater, Tyr, and Torm. I think Helm was one of them at one point, but gods are dying and coming back to life all the time in the realm. So, and Bahamut, that's right, the Platinum Dragon as well. But you guys bring petrified friends in, and you want to ask about unpetrifying them.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Make me persuasion rolls, and I will give whoever rolls advantage because patience, does have the Azure Edge connection.
All right, let's see. I'm double checking because it is one of my skills I have proficiency in. I think I get a minimum of a 10 for a roll. Let's see.
Yeah, you should.
Reliable talent. All right, so here we go. I'm going to roll.
Nice.
Oh, thank God for reliable talent. I rolled a 1. So technically, my actual persuasion would be a 16.
16. You have advantage.
Oh, okay. I'll roll again and see if I do better than a 16.
Do you have better than 1?
I did not do better than a 16, so a 16 is
Alright.
it.
Okay. That is enough. I rolled my own to see what the DC would be. So the Temple of the Triad is they seem somewhat conflicted, having heard reports about you guys, from the nobility and their backers and stuff. But they do tell you, Patience is an honored member of our flock. So I suppose we could use our magics for your friends. Yes.
What would a good donation be for you doing this for us?
Donate? Well, if you wish to donate, of course. They will tell you that magic, weapon, or armor would be nice. $1 million. But I feel like probably 500 gold or so. 5th level spell.
I am going to.
Or like I said, magic weapon, magic armor. That's sort of something like that.
I will offer them the sword Piercer.
Piercer.
Yep, I will offer them Piercer.
That's the one that makes you It's one that makes you hungry all the time.
It makes you hungry all the time, but it does if you're attuned to it, it does let you heal the maximum possible hit points from expended hit dice, but I wasn't attuned to it, so that didn't apply to me.
Dang.
I have too many weapons. I'm carrying a lot of
Yeah.
weapons.
Okay.
So I would offer Piercer in exchange for them taking care of patients. And
Yeah.
then I will also give them 500 gold pieces for taking care of Lilia from my
That
money.
is very very appreciated by the temple, and they'll be able to your two friends back into fleshiness. So Patience, you basically remember being in that weird fleshy room with Airly, being sucked into the carpet, Airly flying over to try and help you, and then getting hit. And that's all you remember until right this moment when you suddenly unpetrify in the temple of Tyr.
Airly,
Hello.
did I die again?
No.
Did you die again?
No. Solaris did for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but she's better.
Does anyone need healing?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a little bit. I'm almost fully there, but like I basically show you where I've bandaged myself up, and like you can see scorch marks and burns and everything. I've taken care of.
Beep. 15 land hands.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you. That's great. I'm almost at full health. Also, that really helps with the pain. Whoa.
Another 10.
I go to turn away. I'm like, woo. Oh, thanks. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, there's all my land hands.
Well, welcome back.
Seriously though, what happened?
Well,
Oh, hey guys. I see to the clerics.
Hi.
they're like, hey, what's up, Patience? And they give you
do
like
a secret Tyr handshake, you know?
I was gonna say it. God damn it.
Nice.
You only do it with your left hand because the right hand is
Exactly.
gone.
Exactly. Oh. I'm gonna give you inspiration. Yeah. Very nice.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you do secret Tyr handshake, and
It's just like, it's some elaborate handshake, and at the very end, it's just like, curse you, dog!
Kazaf! And Yami will say, well, we got the keys for the weapon and turned it off, and other things happen.
I died.
Oh, you
Among-
died?
among them.
Oh, wait, no, somebody said that already.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got better.
And then they're like, weird. Should we tell them? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, why not?
They were like,
No.
"Nice."
I like surprises.
Okay.
Why?
I don't think you'll like this one.
Are you sure? Because I really like surprises.
Yeah.
I know most of the time when it's a surprise, it's like, oh, hey, it's your birthday. And I'm like, whoa, I totally forgot.
You forget your own birthday?
Yeah, when is it? Oh, well. Usually my parents sent an assassin to try to kill me or something.
I mean,
Well,
at
that's
least-
one way to
at
remind
least they
you.
think of you, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on what Turbulence said, I mean, you might not have to worry about that. So, the bright side to that, I guess. And Lilia, meanwhile, is just kind of like passed out still.
Oh.
She's flesh, but passed
I
out.
take a cookie and I just slowly put the cookie in front of her nose.
She wakes up and it's like looking around, kind of horrified, and Thagor and Umbi and Yami all, give her comforting pats.
They pat her too hard and she's unconscious again.
Yeah, pretty much, I feel like I need to go to a grill out with my friends. And not be here this session. I guess.
She
Right.
needs some time.
Hmm.
Oh no, she's got cardboard syndrome.
Oh no.
She's got dungeon lung.
It's not dungeon lung.
Dungeon long. I
Haven't
remember
heard,
that.
haven't heard that in a while.
I haven't learned that one. She probably does, to be fair, from sucking on that straw.
Oh God,
Oh yeah, we have to get the straw, says
we
Yami.
do.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
not today.
Wait. I was unconscious. Did you find my brother?
You know, there were a lot. There's a lot going on. No.
Okay, well.
I can't
like,
help but feel like someone's missing.
Yeah, it's Sunspot.
Oh, yes.
we don't know where. We don't know where. Last I saw him, we walked in on a tea party, and I'm not sure what happened next. But I have a stomach ache.
I'm gonna make you. We're gonna get some tea from Fala or something, Solaris. Like, is not.
Oh, they have the best tea.
They do. I mean, like, that's why we made the whole business contract. Fala is business extraordinaire. I mean, we
Fala's
know.
amazing. I don't know
So-
what we would have done if we never met Fala.
So wait.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Sunspot's still down there?
We're not sure, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
Okay.
This
I-
isn't the this isn't the first time he's disappeared. He probably went on vacation again,
Like,
which
oh, maybe he had to get called away for wedding plans. Bet you
Maybe.
they're doing cake testing today.
of course,
can we
of course.
like
And
summon
like,
him? Like,
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't think he's one of those pocket monsters.
Like if we say his name 3 times or something, he just appears? Sunspot, Sunspot, Sunspot.
No, that only works for outsiders that we don't want that to be.
Oh,
No.
that stinks.
now hold on, Solaris. You said Sunspot's house was haunted, and
Yeah, there was a chimney witch that gave me a muffin or some. Yeah, a muffin.
maybe if we say his name 3 times in a mirror, there it'll work. Yeah.
I mean, I know where the house is.
Ooh, where did you last see him?
In the room where the tea party was.
Was that in the house?
No, that was in the dungeon.
Oh, let's go in the dungeon.
We just got back from the dungeon.
Yeah.
Patience, I don't think you. I don't. I like.
Yeah, and
You're not gonna like the surprise. I can tell you that.
Yeah, we still have to find what's
wait.
her name.
How many years has it been?
7.
7 years? Yeah, Sunspot's long gone by now.
I was just kidding.
Yami.
Oh, I knew that.
I was in Yami turns around and she has like a full beard and she says, "Or is she?" Just stares at Patience.
Wow, you really rocked a beard in 7 years.
No, it's okay. And she peels it off.
Dude, 7 years we missed Sunspot's wedding.
No, no.
No,
Happily married now.
the wedding we had 7 years to plan, but now it's tomorrow.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
Let's see. So,
What are we gonna tell Mar-a-Lago's family? They have reservations.
Mar-a-Lago, who's of course here, says, "No, the wedding is super soon. It's this spring. If Sunspot's gone, what's gonna happen? Oh no, I'm feeling lightheaded."
Well, I want to ask this bird what's up with the wedding. Like, what do you know?
I like the fact that now everyone knows when the wedding is, and Sunspot still has no idea when the wedding is.
And I mean, do you want to ask Mar-a-Lago? He could tell you something.
I think we got. I mean, like on the way back, the last.
Okay. Well, Mar-a-Lago will tell you. Well, so Princess
Lavender has some troubles, let's say, that Sunspot might be able to fix if she gets married, you know?
No.
The marriage is very important for political reasons, you know? Which, I mean, it's a lot going on there.
Well,
Oh, I
okay.
get it. I get it. TikTok, and there needs to be new children down the noble family line. I get it.
Well, that too, yeah.
So what kind of problems? Like I've been to Zakar. I was there for many years. Is there like
Oh, I know that. Well, I don't know if you know about this, but there was kind of a genie war that happened not too long ago, and people are still a little iffy about all that. And Princess Lavender's a genasi, so things are a little, you know, and there's quite a bit of elven history there too with the genies. So, you know.
okay. I think I need to get in contact with my friend Aziz. I'm worried about him.
I don't know about Sakaram. I heard that there's like some crazy psychopath that decapitates people down there.
Weird. Let's
Weird.
Who would do that?
Anyway, we won't talk about Al Shaba down in the where I'm from in Zakar.
Excellent. So you guys head back to the Noodle Troll, and it's probably around that time, Sunspot, suddenly, you know, you're able to wind your way finally after feeling, you know, it's only been 4 hours, but it feels like days and days have passed as you tried to navigate this maze, you know, camping and dodging this beast that wanders. But eventually you're able to find your way out, and you pop back into existence in the same room.
Aren't I back in Arcturia's tea room?
Yeah, well, no, you're not in Arcturia's tea room. You're down in the laboratory where the clone vats were at.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
that's
see
right. That's
that
where it
all
happened.
the glass vats are open, and there's nothing inside them anymore.
Well, that's not good.
And there's no countdown timer.
That may be good. Let's see.
Are there any piles of dust?
I was amazed for that long, and I don't know. The disintegration went off. Maybe it didn't hit me. Maybe I went disintegrated. Oh my god. Oh, this is just great. Great, fantastic, wonderful.
There's no Mar-a-Lago. I mean,
that's why I kick some random thing on the ground. He's going chick, 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 chick. Well, I guess he's gonna start like walking back the way he came, because he's like, I don't know how to get out of here.
So I would say, as you are, you probably would find up back towards the tea party room and everything. You hear voices sort of chit-chatting, and it sounds like Spite Harrowdale and Skriana Shadow Dust talking.
Sunspot is going to stealth closer.
Okay.
That's a 16 on stealth.
Okay. So, as you're stealthing closer, you can hear Spite is talking to Skriana about future plans, and Skriana is like, you can't use that leg to control me forever. And Spite's like, oh, sure I can, but I think our alliance could be mutually beneficial. I mean, we could take over all of Undermountain. And Skriana sort of chitters her little bug legs and is like, okay, yeah, maybe. And Spite's like, you know, that Hadar fellow you're looking to catch the eye of, I'm sure he'd notice that. Skriana's like, oh, you really think so? And then he would eat me? Oh, Gosh, please, yes. Ah, I want that more than anything. He's like, yeah, I'm sure he loves eating bugs. I hear they're good for protein. And Skriana's like, oh, yes. And she pulls out a little diary, and you see her draw a big heart inside it around basically like this amorphous elder evil blob.
Sunspot's like, I'd rather be caught than have to listen to this anymore.
And Spite's like,
Everly's just
yeah.
out of there.
Yes, I'm sure he'll do that. And Spite sort of looks over in your direction, Sunspot, and says, you enjoying this?
No, not
No.
at all.
Well, it's good to see you all right. I think the rest of your friends, I don't know what happened to them, actually.
Cool. How can I leave? Is there like a door?
Oh,
Signs?
we were about to leave too, so you want to go? You want to come? Wanna come along?
Is she gonna keep talking like that?
And Skriana is just drawing hearts, and she looks over at you and she says, "What are you looking at?"
I don't know. Is she gonna keep talking like that? Because if she is, I'm not coming with you guys. I'll find my own way.
She basically just has her eyes locked on you now and isn't talking at all. She's just staring into your eyes like staring contest, waiting for you to break eye contact.
You're gonna be waiting a while, honey.
So you don't think so. She's very excited about this, but the prospect of being eaten by an elder space entity. But Spite says, I do have a favor to do with your friend Solaris, so we could take you up there.
Okay, fine.
And Spite will be use his magical powers, which he can only cast first level spells, of course, as he is able to go against the wards of Undermountain and get you guys out of to the very tippy top near the tunnel up to the Noodle Troll.
Sunspot's like, are you still trying to pull that one over on us?
I don't know what you mean. I'm just a young, simple wizard apprentice doing my best out in the world.
God, I want to kick you so bad.
Oh, you love me. Don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids do. And Spite,
What
will
kids?
lead you and Skriana, as well as Dingo Head and Rabbit Head, the two little fellows with animal heads that seem to have befriended your little party. And also the Blue Slot and the Grell, who work for Skriana, I guess.
Wait, wasn't Rabbit Head trying to kill me?
No, Rabbit Head, I think was the first one you guys ran into. He was
yes, that's right.
skittish.
Dingo Head was one who was helping me.
Yep.
And I ate everybody else.
Everybody else got eaten, yeah. And
I think
Skriana,
as we're walking, this is so dumb, but I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
As we're walking, Sunspot's gonna just like reach back and put his hand on get wrecked, bitch, and just whisper, Spite Herondale, and make him my sworn enemy for the next 7 days.
Oh my god! All right.
Not that I'm actually gonna attack him, but just because he's so Sunspot doesn't like Spite.
Yeah, I mean it's the principle of the thing. If anything else.
I mean, if I don't kill him, it's fine. I just pick a new sworn enemy. It happens.
I love it. All right, so you guys, basically just around the time the rest of the crew gets back to the Noodle Troll, you guys are emerging up from Undermountain, past the Krish Crash statue and everything.
I rub his little nose.
Yeah, of course. And Spite says, "That's stupid. You should melt down
All
that."
right, guess it's going down.
It's just hot fuzz, and you just have the shotgun. You're just like, shame.
Shame.
Just load.
Loading it, knocking an arrow. Shame.
And the blue slod, seeing you rub little Krish Crash, it goes, and it rubs Krish Crash's little nose too, like, oh.
Why did we bring all these people with us?
And Skriana grabs the little gemstone she has.
Wait, it's a
She's
blue
like,
slot, right?
Yep. She grabs the little gemstone she has and is like, "Come on!" And the slod like,
Hey, be nice to him.
It has giant fuck off claws. It doesn't just
Yep.
casually go. "Mm."
No, it does. You know, it just it has big claws.
Hey, he's just trying to get a little luck. Be nice.
Wolverine
Bug girl.
claws. And Skriana says, "I don't want to hear you talk back to me. I don't know who you think you are, Sunspot."
I mean, you
But
can
I'm-
literally ask anyone. Everyone's heard of me.
"Yeah, I've heard of you too, and I don't like you."
Good, I don't like you either.
And you know, as you guys walk up, she's like, if it weren't for that Airly chick, you'd be my sworn enemy." As Airly walks in the door.
Does Brianna see Airly yet?
Let me
She says
see.
that.
No.
Whenever she says that, Sunspot just points at where Airly is.
Her eyes, I'm not looking away.
Hey guys.
Sunspot!
She looks away over and she's sort of like, "You," at you, Airly.
Hello. Oh, you're the leg lady.
What?
And Spite says, "Yes, hello everyone."
We
Oh.
weren't talking to you.
No, of course you were.
You still owe me a favor.
Hey.
Of course. Why do you think I came? Of course, I always pay my debts.
Oh, I'm nervous.
And Rabbit Head and Dingo Head, you know, also climb out of the basement with a Grell, this big brain with a beak and tentacles coming off of it, just sort of floating up behind them.
Who's your friend, Sunspot?
That's Rabbit Head and that's Dingo Head.
Oh, Sunspot, there you are! Oh, I'm so worried.
Crap, he's alive.
Mar-a-Lago flies over and he puts his little muddy wings on either side of your face and is like, "Thank God, the princess will be so happy."
At least it's exfoliating.
It's like that Dead Sea mud.
Yeah. He rubs his wings on your cheeks.
Okay, that's enough. Get out of here.
Okay. And Spite says, "Yes, I do have a little favor to help you with, Solaris, don't I? Lucky for you, my magic is ready to go."
Okay. I don't know if we should. It's probably. What do I know about aboleths? I mean, I saw them in the underwater, didn't I? They're
no,
they're.
you saw these creatures called scum,
Oh, that's right.
which are tied to aboleths. I don't know if you would know that, but I mean, they did seem to help you because of Galore.
They did.
No.
We may want to do this like near a body of water,
Reasonable.
so he's got somewhere to go.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Everybody want to take an excursion down to the dock ward?
Sure.
Isn't there weird stuff happening outside?
I
Wait,
mean,
there's weird stuff happening outside.
Yeah, what?
the world went black and white, you know, like it did down below when they were doing that chant and like trying to cross the Shadowfell over our world or whatever. It happened here, like a little earlier. Yami's feeling a little bit screwed
Like
up.
how
from
many years ago?
it. 2 hours.
Oh wow. Okay. So it took
Yeah.
7 years for it to come up into here.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
It's really misty out too, which I'm not really feeling too good about the mist. I don't know what that's about.
Patience, it has only been a few hours.
Yeah, since the thing she said, yeah.
No. No. Since you became petrified, it's only been a few hours.
Sunspot's
I
just
mean,
like,
that's what it felt like.
I was like, oh, thank God, Patience is okay.
The minute that Patience actually knows what's going on for like 100%, I'm leaving.
Well, you see the Shadowfell slowly seeping in through through the random little bits of weave that tie us to Undermountain. Suddenly has like wizard scholarly stuff on it.
Puts it all together.
I open the front door and like it's all misty and kind of weird outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is what we're talking about.
I blow at it. Does it help?
The mist just kind of like goes and then back to how it was.
The mist fully dissipates.
Oh wow! Patience, you did it.
All we had to do is bring back Patience. So yeah, so this is an issue, but we could go to the dock ward and deal with Galore and then figure this out. We still have to find my I hope to find my brother. I don't know, like Sunspots, any of your friends know about where my brother might be?
I don't think they talk.
Oh.
Dingo head goes, "Ah!" Makes a dingo noise. And rabbit head just sort of
Would I be able to understand them?
that's a good
That's what I was just
question.
looking. I don't know, because I have the monk thing where I can understand all spoken language. Is this a language or just noises?
And I can understand, because of the warlock thing, I can understand animals. Speak with, I have
And
speak
so
with
can
animals.
Yami, and I think Lilia too.
Yep.
I would say no. You do get words, but it's like someone has like flipped them and then like cut them up, basically. So it's like blah, 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 you know.
Like the flugels in Spy Kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I know thieves can't.
It wouldn't help.
I just wanted to know something
wanted-
too.
Thieves can't what?
Exactly.
You guys are really confusing today.
Mhm.
Also, I'm really stiff, so I'm definitely looking for this walk to the docks ward. Help stretch it a little bit.
And Spite just sort of smiles and is like, that's the spirit. Come on, everyone. Let's go. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in Waterdeep. Lovely place.
Lovely, lovely.
And
Oh.
looks at Skriana and sees her bug body and is like, I'm sure it'll be fine with the mist.
I
Is that
find an
yeah?
extra cape.
Is that like a problem that you need cured?
Skriana whips her head around to you on her big beetle body and is like, no, it's a gift.
I go to the Lost and
okay.
Found and find a cloak that I think will fit, and I give it to her. It's kind of chilly and misty out today. This will keep you warm.
She says, oh, why, thank you. Thank you for thinking of your betters. And she'll
What?
swing it around and pull it up. Ah, very nice.
Should have put a kick me son on the back. I walk away.
All right, so you guys want to head down to the Waterdeep Harbor and see about unstoning Galore?
I'm terrified, but yes, I do.
Okay.
It's a long time coming.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
just want to finish one of Solaris's quests.
So the mist, it's relatively thick when you first leave, but the sunlight, from the rising day appears to be breaking it up as you head down towards the docks. And life seems to sort of be waking up in Waterdeep. Like it was very like sad and sort of depressing after that initial wave, but things are starting to come back around. Suddenly birds are chirping again and stuff. But you guys head down to the docks, and the waters of Waterdeep Harbor open up before you. And Spite says, "All right, where is the lucky birthday boy?"
I did a muting thing. I will take Galore out of my bag of holding.
Okay. "Why, here I am," says Galore as you pull out, stone with 3 eyes on it.
Hey there, pal. I died again.
"Yes.
Oh, is
I
he
told you
petrified
more.
too?
Sort of.
More
been-
complicated."
He's been. This is not his form. Like, he's supposed to look like something else.
"Yes.
I like that he's a notepad or whatever the hell that is.
Yes. Yes, something far grander and difficult for you to understand."
This is my
An
version of
amiibo.
Galore.
Yes.
All right. So how do we do this?
Skriana says, "Oh my God, is that Aboleth?"
I mean, it's supposed to be, I think.
"Oh my God." and she's like, I'm such a fan. She looks at Galore and is like talking to Galore, and you just hear Galore in your head like, "Yes, of course you are.
Everybody's a fan.
It is true."
No, I'm an Asmer, silly.
Well, that's fair. So how do we do this there, Spike?
Spite holds out his hand and he's like, "Just give it here."
Galore, are you okay with this?
"If it will free me from this pitiful little prison I'm in, yes.
He says it will.
I've been waiting so long."
Cool. All right.
Wait a minute, didn't we already have something that was like a creature that was an object and it turned out really bad and I've regretted it since?
Maybe I'm handing over
It
the
happened
Galore.
twice. If I had a nickel for every time it happened, I'd have 2 nickels. That's
Wow.
weird.
I don't know what a nickel is, but that's a lot of nickels.
So Spite will, it's pretty nice little stone. And he'll rub his hand over the eyes and chuck it into the harbor. And it splashes and you see it sink into the waters out of sight. And suddenly, you wait a little beat, and then tentacles out of the water, and suddenly this fish-like form rises with 3 red eyes, sort of on a stack, with
Hey, it's Galore.
A sort of slimy green a body, which it doesn't look like it has scales. It's sort of like a cephalopod like texture, but it has like fish fin on top and everything, as Aboleth's eyes rise out of the water. And you hear, all of you, psychic power in your mind. "Good. Thank you for this, Solaris. Know that you will be rewarded when the time comes."
Sounds good. I'm just glad that we could work together so well and become such good friends.
"Yes."
That is one weird looking fish.
And Galore's eyes look over at you, Patience, and say, "So are you."
Wait, was that the fish?
Yeah.
He just goes into the water, doesn't even reply.
Bye.
Patience is very much below him.
Sinks into the water. And
it's like a bridge.
disappears.
It's like a bridge to Frieza trying to talk to Goku. It's not gonna happen.
Pretty much. Which you would know, Solaris, from your previous interactions down in Skullport. You would assume Galore might be headed back down there. based on what you were told and the scum servants that were down there and everything.
Entropy is gonna kill me.
Maybe. It won't be the first person in this group she's mad at. And Spite says, "Oh, lovely. Oh, wasn't that heartwarming?" And he points over to Dingo Head, and he points over to you, Solaris, and says, "Well, here's another surprise for you. I heard you guys like surprises.
Depends on the surprise.
I'd like you to meet Brighton Raylan, your lovely little brother."
Dylan!
Wait, what?
And Dingo Head goes, "Arr!" And Spite says, "Yeah, you know."
Sunspot takes a large step back. Just
What?
Better known as Ray the Hammer, the leader of the Fine Fellows of Daggerford. You know.
Fix him?
Oh, you want me to fix him?
Hmm.
Oh, why should I do that? What do I get out of this?
Wait,
I'll give you
curious.
I'll give you 500 gold pieces.
wait, is he not normally that way?
No, not the
500
last time
gold.
I saw him a
We,
few
we,
years
we
back.
live in a world where there's people that their lower half is a horse and stuff. So
to be fair, Solaris, you're not normally like that either.
Things happened.
Spite says, 500 gold, huh? Looks up at Skriana, and Skriana's like,
No one asked you, bug girl.
and he goes, you know what? Yeah, why not? Sounds good to me. Give me some of that chop change. Let's do it.
Take 500 more gold pieces out of my bag of holding.
And
We're rich. We turned in the gold dragons from Dragon Heist.
true.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Nope.
Yeah, Sunspot.
wait, you guys are rich?
Yeah, you know, nothing to brag
You guys have
about. so
money?
yummy.
I mean, I've got a little less than 20,000 gold pieces, but yeah.
So do I. We're so rich.
I'm sorry.
enough.
What?
I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets. Like,
Yeah.
Should have raided my bag of holding before you brought me back from the dead.
Well, so Spite will take the money, and he looks at Dingo Head and Rabbit Head, and he's like, "Well, boys, it's about time that you got your body back, isn't it?" And he'll on Dingo Head, and the head will, morph all around, and sort of lock back into place. And you see standing before you, your brother Brighton, Solaris. However, he's looking a bit more ripped than you remember Brighton being.
Ripped like grr.
Oh yeah, like.
Well, I realize as his face is contorting, I'm like, I kind of throw my hood over my head, like, oh, like I'm not really me.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Solaris. Come on.
I know.
And Brighton kind of like blinks. What's going on?
Oh, you look much better. Great, we saved you. Hi.
And Spite says, "All right, I'll leave you guys to know that."
Wait,
Skriana?
has Spite done everything that he promised for everybody? Hang on, Spite.
I don't know. He's done a lot.
He has.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want me to buy you a tall one or something? But he's been such a great friend. He's helped us out so much.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy me something, I wouldn't be against it, I guess.
I give him a coupon to the Noodle Troll.
Oh.
Oh, thanks.
He's
No,
right.
that
That was a
was- never
pretty
mind.
impressive first level spell you just did.
Oh,
Very
yes.
impressive.
And Brighton looks around and is like, "Is Waterdeep? What happened? Where's Midna? Where's the others?"
Oh, this is real awkward.
Oh no.
And
Sunspot just like looks at Solaris's stomach.
I just take a step back. I got like hazy memories of what happened.
And he looks over at you, Solaris, hearing your voice, and is like, "Solaris?"
In a roundabout sort of way, yeah.
Ooh, I know just the place we can catch up. Can we just go to the place I'm wanting to go?
Yeah, he cut. It's aware.
We're to the yawning portal.
Oh my god. Well, it is right down the
Competition.
street, so.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we cut to the yawning portal. There's the big well in the middle with tables, all around for several levels. All sorts of adventurers and stuff are hanging out in here. Durnan.
Oh, hey, Matt, working on your story?
Oh yeah, Durnan, the doppelganger, is behind the
Yeah.
counter, doing his thing. Ah, yes. And when Yami walks in, Yami looks at him and Durnan looks at her. And they both sort of glare at each other.
And he looks at me, and I look at him.
And Bonnie, the barmaid, is like, "Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to the yawning portal. What can I get you?"
Bonnie.
This feels
Bonnie.
weird. We shouldn't have
Bonnie.
come here.
No, we
What are you talking about? I haven't been here in ages. Hey, Durnan, can you
been
get
7
can you
years.
get me a lot of tall ones, like one for each of us?
Of course I can. Of course. You don't have any new stories, adventures, do you, Patience?
I got stoned.
Really? I remember when that happened to me back in the day.
I got dead twice.
Ah, yes, I remember that too.
And
I'd
there's
rather not indulge.
we fought like a metal man wizard at one point. Well, it wasn't us. It was more of Yami's mom.
Yeah, my mom's pretty cool. I don't know if you knew that, Durnan.
I'm getting married.
In the,
I got
Oh,
married.
congratulations!
in the spring.
Huh.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spring.
It's coming up. We should
Yeah, did I
probably
not
head to
mention
Zakara
that?
soon.
Yeah,
No, you did a Marlock.
yeah.
I
It's
don't like it.
it's 2 till
like-
spring.
It's till spring right now.
No, you didn't mention that Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess there was a lot going on between a haunted house and Arcturia.
Oh yeah, the house. I gotta go deal with that.
Do you already have a priest for the ceremonies?
I have no idea what's going on.
Because I might know someone who could do it for you. Patience hides his book of tear.
I mean, I guess I gotta talk to my fiance. I don't know how things work over there.
I mean, I kind of let my fiance handle most of the preparation for our wedding. It turned out all right.
The last time that I was at a wedding in Zakara, one of the brides went over to the other bride's family and was like, "I'm gonna kill you," and then sliced off their head, and then it started a whole war. That's as far as what I remember.
Huh.
Sunspot, is somebody going to slice off your head?
Yeah, is that
don't-
traditional in Zakaran weddings?
I don't think so. I think they were like, if I remember, the families were against each other, and they were fighting, and their daughters fell in love. It was a whole thing. Winston was the ring bearer.
Oh, that explains a lot. Winston,
And
Well, I
Marlock
don't think
is,
we gotta worry about feuding families, because I guess technically on paper I don't have a family.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine.
Wait, you've got us.
I mean like blood family.
Yeah, but we're cooler.
I know, I'm just saying, like on paper, it's a whole thing with my village. It's dumb.
That's okay. I mean, technically on paper I have family, but not really. But I mean, you guys are cool, yeah.
I point over at Brighton. I mean, we found my brother.
Yeah. Why are you wearing the hood indoors, Solaris? I mean,
Well,
can I get a water or something?
Oh, by the way, Brian, thanks for helping me out with that fight.
Oh yeah, I hated Arcturia. I mean, she kidnapped me and gave me a dingo head.
I take out the decanter of endless water and just fill his glass.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
like
Oh
beer
my
bonds
God.
it.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so much better. Oh, thank you. Oh, goodness.
Sure, no
Magic
problem.
items.
Did the
Interesting.
other person with the head also get changed?
Rabbit
Hmm.
head.
I didn't
Rabbit head.
ask.
I don't think so. I don't think Spite does anything extra.
Oh, okay.
So Rabbit Head, is probably just following and sitting at the table, starts chewing on a piece of wood.
We'll find him a job somewhere.
Yeah. Yami says, "Hey, always looking for people to work at the Doodle Troll. He already knows how to do tea parties, so perfect.
Maybe he can open a little tea shop.
Good.
Solaris looks at Sunspot and says, "What happened exactly with the tea party? I remember walking in there, and it's
Wait, you
all
were
kind of blurry.
You were at the tea party, Solaris?
I mean, I came through the door, but then maybe I died."
We really want to know the answer to this.
What do you mean?
I'm very confused.
I'm also confused.
Yeah, so we walked into the room, and immediately when we walked in, Solaris, you got turned into a wyvern Odiug thing, and you just
What?
started eating everybody.
Wait, what?
Brian, she was that weird monster that was eating everything at the tea party.
Wait, what?
Oh, what?
I pull my hood back dramatically, like, what? Oh, I put my hood back on.
Also, she's a tiefling.
What? How? What? I'm so.
I pull the hood back just a little bit. I'm like, I died previously to this.
If it makes you feel any better, you're learning all of this before her husband.
Oh yeah, she's
Are you
also
married?
Yeah, we sent an invite, but that's how I think I found out that you weren't in Daggerford at the time.
Oh.
Why weren't you in Daggerford? Also, I have the shield.
Oh, my shield. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. Well, there may have been some complications with the job.
What kind of complications? What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Also, what is this? You're like, grrr.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went and saw a wizard.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's later in the story. I mean, so
Is it spite?
Better not have been spite.
it might have been. He says, well, the Lord of Daggerford kind of got married to a lady, and things happened, and I may have found out that the lady was a succubus, and that the Lord had been replaced after he disappeared, and his wife, the succubus, turned into him, and now she's ruling Daggerford, and may have allied with the Zentarum, and I kind of got on people's bad side, so I had to run.
Wow,
And
you completely fit in with this group.
And he looks around at the group and is like, thanks, I guess. I think that's a good thing.
I mean, yeah. So
And he said-
yeah.
And he says, I was kind of separated from my last companion. The others were unfortunately killed during our dungeoneering. There wasn't a woman around. There wasn't a body by the shield, was there?
Was there?
No.
No.
Although,
I don't remember a body.
if you want to make me an intelligence,
Oh boy.
check. You might remember something, Solaris.
Intelligence check, huh? Well, I got a 4.
Oh, no.
It's been a rough day.
Yep.
Everything's real hazy. And I mean, it's also hard to remember things pre-tiefling. The reincarnation process, like things get a little fuzzy.
That's real?
What?
Reincarnation?
Apparently, because I have a tail and horns now, and they're not going away.
Well,
And
I see that.
I've tried that old trick I used to do. You remember how I used to be able to like make myself look like somebody else?
Yes. How could I forget?
I can't do that anymore.
What do you mean you can't do it
And it
anymore?
just doesn't work. It just stopped working.
And Yami goes, I can do it though. And looks like Solaris before she became a tiefling.
Yeah, that. I can do some other things now though. Like if something hits me, I can light it on fire real quick.
Okay.
I can apparently turn things dark if I really want to. Like I did that earlier.
How did you die? I mean, you're married, you died,
Yeah, the marriage came first, and I really hate my father-in-law. He's an asshole. We might go overthrow him in his city. I don't know. We're thinking about it. But we were in a magic school down in the dungeon, and there was this whole big fight that broke out. I killed this famous like thief, viper person. I got the rapier. I pull it out. See, put it back. But then, like, I went to go to the headmaster's office to sort of look for something, and I kind of forgot the whole, like, hey, this was a magic user. So when I ran through, I think that the statues killed me. I was pretty hurt at the time, so it was kind of like, oops. But yeah, it was like 1 second, it was like, I'm okay, and then it was like, nope. And then I'm a tiefling. So yeah. And I have not seen my husband since I turned into one, so that's going to be a conversation when he hears about it from me.
Huh.
I don't know how I'm going to break the subject to him.
I can see how that would be hard to break to someone. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel? Like, I mean, like, hey, was the whole like, hey, a good reveal, or it should have been a little more gentle about it?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good, okay. I suppose.
Should I maybe have said something first, like, hey, honey, I have horns and a tail? Like, what do you think? Because, I mean, I'm coming at this like, he has no idea what happened. I haven't, like, had a chance to even say a word to him.
How does he feel about tieflings in general, I mean?
I mean, he's pretty open. I think he's pretty open to anybody. Like, he's never, that I know of, but, you know, I mean.
All right, well.
I hope that he likes me for me.
I think you should be fine. I don't know. I don't even know the guy, so I can't say rightly.
He's yeah. I mean, he's the son of you know, the Neverember family up in yeah, Neverwinter.
Wait, you married into the Neverember family?
Yeah, I did. But actually, Neverwinter doesn't belong to them. It belongs to Sunspot.
Brighton looks over at Sunspot. Who are you people?
It gets a mystery every day.
And
Sunspot wrecking a Waterdeep.
I believe we're the Z team with Acquisition Incorporated.
Yami says it's the K team, actually. Thank you.
Wait, we got promoted?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was the whole thing where they tried to summon Asmodeus into the world. Yeah. I mean, we kind of had to get a promotion after that.
It's true.
What do you mean Asmodeus?
A lot's happened.
And there's still some things we haven't discussed between some people about things that have happened.
Are there?
Yeah, I don't. Hey, Patience. Have Patience and Sunspot had the conversation about Patience's brother's heart being in Sunspot's chest? I don't think we've had that talk, have we?
I think so.
What's up?
Okay, so you know how... Okay, how do I put this? You know I have that heart The tiefling heart that got swapped out with my heart.
Oh, that is not where I thought you were going.
Where'd you think I was going?
I don't know. Not about tiefling hearts.
Yeah, well, I found this like shriveled tiefling heart, and I touched it, and then it swapped places with my heart, and I died, but I got better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that heart belonged to your dead brother.
Okay.
So your brother's heart is right here.
Well, at least it's in good use.
Yeah, and I don't. Does this make us related? This was a discussion we were trying to figure out. We're not sure.
No. Yes.
I think it does.
I
don't
like
know
to
how
think
any
it
of that
does
works.
too.
I don't know how that works.
Can I roll a crazy ass religion check?
Sure.
That is in the laws of the Church of Tyr, because they're very lawful.
Hmm.
Would
he
he be considered a family member due to
Yeah,
organ
sure,
transplant?
Sure.
I'm not gonna know. I rolled bad.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, these laws,
8.
like, there might be something somewhere in the edicts of the church, but you have no idea if so.
Not that I know of.
Okay, we were just wondering because we were trying to draw like the whole how everyone's interrelated in this group, and it just got messy.
Oh yeah. Especially since my mom is dating your sister and stuff, it. Yeah. Next, I'm gonna find out my other mom's husband is actually like Solaris's grandpa or something.
I think we're all a little too
I
closely
hope
related.
not.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, and we do know that Solaris' father-in-law stole my city, so I need to get that back.
That's true.
Wait, what?
And there's a marriage in Zakara where Airly was at before.
The people got beheaded.
Mm-hmm.
Weird how that keeps happening when Airly's around.
Weird.
Huh.
That is weird, isn't it? It's fine.
And now I have to do some weird political marriage. I don't. They tried explaining it to me, but I have no idea what's going on.
Well, this is all a lot. I guess the question is, what should we do with all of this, says Yami.
Oh, Mar-a-Lago, when is Sunspot, like, is there a day that he's supposed to get married, or is he just gonna be like transported to Zakara like the first of spring? Or
Oh, there might the first of spring. There might be. I'm not sure about like specific plans like that. Although I think the way it's supposed to go down, I think there might be like a proxy marriage if he isn't there.
Wait,
So it might
what?
happen anyway. These things happen sometimes.
Wait, so even if I'm not there, I still get married? Or is
Yeah.
that person...
Yeah, pretty much. Although I'm sure the princess would be quite happy if you showed up to your own wedding.
I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, should we just like go to Zakara now and just be there?
I mean, the people here kind of hate us right now. So,
Also, how long is it going to take us to get there? I mean, I think we should have gone like last week.
And we've got all those ships.
we have the Chaos Cruiser. We have the bee thing that Lilia and I came in.
It's true. Yami says, "Hey, we could take all of Tabs down there for like a business trip, just like we did to Fandolin."
Oh yeah, we can write that off in our taxes.
You know what I'm talking about, Patience. Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom saying about that once.
I feel like I still need to take care of my haunted house, or at least figure out what the deal is with this chimney witch.
I've heard
The
all
muffins
about
are
this.
amazing.
Are they? I bet Lilia
Because
would
like
like
the
him.
ghost told me I have to get the chimney witch out. The chimney witch is like, no, don't do it. And I'm like, can't we all just get along? And
I've always wanted to see a genie.
I know one. He likes mojitos.
I don't know what
What's
that
up-
is.
What are mojitos?
I don't know. He just says that he likes mojitos.
Okay.
are these like the toes of a mohi?
I hear those are useful as magical reagents.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a weird little dude.
Little? I thought genies were like these giant guys.
No, he's this little guy. He's like this big.
What?
Yeah.
You sure he's not an imp?
No, he's a
Or a
djinn.
closet?
He's a djinn. He's like a. His name is Aziz.
I mean, patience. He met
Gesundheit?
the Afridi Gibbon.
No, that's
They're
a chew.
down.
God bless you.
Chew what?
Yeah, she said Gesundheit. That's his first name. His last name's a chew.
God.
Dylan's gonna turn this game around and send us all home.
So yeah, I mean that is the question. Like there is the haunted house, there is the noble boycott thing. There's Weeb Waifu and the Heart of the Mountain, and
Oh,
him
yeah.
supposedly being the heir to the ancient dwarf kingdom. There's Sunspot's wedding and Zakara and all that. There's a few little plot threads out there.
I think the wedding sounds the most important, and not because I need to go shopping when we get there for the best ribbon possible, because you may or may not need it for a possible tier wedding ceremony or anything.
Wait, what's the ribbon for?
It's a surprise.
The tool we'll use later.
Right.
Out of character, I might have some plans that I'm basing off of some like Irish wedding stuff.
I mean, Jamie figured out what that was for, but Sunspot's like, what do you need a ribbon for?
It's one of the material components for the ritual.
All right.
Okay.
So how long do you guys want to take before you leave for Zakara? Like
Tomorrow
like a
morning?
week?
Tonight?
Tomorrow?
Right now?
Damn.
I have to talk to my husband and see
You
if he wants to
literally-
go.
okay. Please talk to Renair first.
Also, Sunspot wants to go check on his house again and see, because
I bet you Renair's in your house having tea with the freaking witch in the chimney.
Oh,
the temple said they
Yes.
weren't going to help, right? Okay.
well, basically what they said is that their sponsors, the Moonstar family and the Castellanter family, and a lot of nobles. They basically said that they had talked to them about like cutting funding if they helped you guys.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, you're not gonna do it.
I mean, I still want to go see what's going on with the house, see if I can get more info before we leave.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, looking. Yes.
I'm gonna try to. Do I have a? I don't think I have like a messenger bird. Can somebody send a message to Renair to meet us there if he's not already having tea with the chimney witch?
Oh,
I'm on
Demi
it.
can-
I'm on it.
Oh, there he goes. All right. Go ahead.
Oh,
What?
she meant the spell.
It's
Sunspot
fine.
just like yells after.
You
her.
know,
He's already gone.
I
think
percept
he-
my
I think he
passive
needs
is
to run.
single digits. I didn't.
Yeah. I think he needs.
got a lot of
he
pent
needs
up
the
energy,
exercise.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patience has the zoomies.
All right. So you guys are gonna go to the haunted manor. Over.
Do we
in
want to
Sig-
rest first? Because Sunspot's still pretty banged up.
Oh come on, just spend hit dice. I did.
We need a
Girl.
short rest. Can we say this is equivalent of short resting for
Yeah,
Sunspot?
yeah.
Okay. I'll just hit dice then.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
you
I get
guys
my
have
key
been-
points back at a short rest, so that
Yeah, well,
helps.
Would you say then we all short rested?
Yeah. If you like.
Okay. The reason
That's
I
why
asked
having
that is because you would get temp HP.
Ooh.
Okay.
How much?
Well.
Let me look. You guys get 10 temporary HP.
Ooh, nice.
And use up the 5 creatures, so everyone in the party.
Alright. Cool me.
I'm back to full health.
All right. So everybody rests up, chatting at the yawning portal, trying to figure out what to do next. Brighton is very confused, but looking forward to meeting your husband.
My older, younger, now older brother again, because I'm now back to being 24 years old. Or no, I think I'm only 18 now.
Something like that. It's ridiculous. So you guys all arrive in the Sea Ward. It's still an overcast day. The house with its 3 floors, sort of leaning over ominously, and Renair, standing outside, and his.
Oh shit! He beat us there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm rolling a stealth check.
You look over, and he's in like a cart, and it's one of the man pulling carts, and Patience is the one pulling it.
24 stealth. I'm like, oh, disappear.
Huh? She said she'd be here right about now.
I think I'm behind Airly, but like mimicking her movements. So like when she moves, I move.
Is she?
Face him sometime.
Renair says, "Is she really like that? Wasn't a joke before, right?"
No, seriously, she's really horny now.
Okay.
I'm
Interesting.
very perceptive. Did I hear that?
Yeah.
I stop and I whisper. Only Airly can hear. I'm like, oh, what the hell did he do?
Oh, he
What?
kind of told Renair that you were a tiefling.
Wait, what?
He kind of told Renair that you were a tiefling.
No, I did hear. Why?
I was trying to ease him into it. We kind of ran into him. I was trying to kind of ease him into it, and Patience was like, "Yeah, she's really horny now."
I grab Airly by the back of the shoulders because they're like talking over her shoulder. I turn her around and like whip my hood back, and I'm like, "You did what?"
Didn't do it. He did.
Cuts back to me in the tail. Ooh, the tail. You're gonna have fun with that one.
Oh. I guess you know he used to be a tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over.
I smile, fangs, dark black eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
horns.
like, zoom in on each little part. Let's say. Renair.
Okay, can I roll a...
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of check this would be, but like I write him note cards to say to her to not feel bad.
Like love, actually.
Sure, yeah.
What would this be?
To me, you were perfect.
Oh. I feel like
at the end of winter, you're supposed to say how you truly feel.
Make me a charisma check.
Oh my god, 22.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow. Okay, so you write some lovely little note cards, and Renair's
maybe that's just like that's how he responds. Like because I rolled well, he doesn't say something like, "Wow, girl, you are purple like lavender," or something.
And he's like, "Solaris, you look beautiful."
Thank you.
And
the tail is like.
he comes over and takes your hands and is like, it's so good that you're safe. And oh goodness, claws are a little surprise.
Yeah, Yep. Also, great news. I'm alive again. I died a couple hours ago again.
Solaris, we talked about this.
It's not my fault. I fell to the ceiling and fell to the floor, and there were spiky things, and it's. I kind of side-eyed Lilia. It's not really anybody's fault. Things happened. Also, there was a fireball. Where is that wand, by the way?
Thagor is holding Lilia, and she's like in a blanket, like all wrapped up, just like.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
She's a tiny little red nugget.
Pretty much. And Yami's like, what wand?
The one that cast the fireball that killed me.
I don't know anything about that.
You were right there when the fireball went off. Yami?
I don't remember this.
Insight check.
Sure.
I don't trust that. My Yami's lying to me. That's gonna be a 32 insight.
32? What the
I rolled
fuck?
a natural 20.
Holy balls.
I know things. I'm good at seeing things and reading people. This is what I do.
So I would say, with a 32 insight, you notice that beyond just the Shadowfell thing that happened earlier, Yami has been acting a little weird since you got back. Seems a little distracted and a little, evasive about these sorts of things. Yeah. Yami's like, that doesn't ring a bell. I don't know. Oh, she doesn't appear to be lying per se either. That's not the vibe you get.
Yami's being a little funny. You feeling okay, Yami?
And Yami says, yeah, why wouldn't I?
It's been a rough couple days.
It has. Yeah, it has. You know. The Trobriand, the Mural, Arcturia, Rantantar. Yeah, it's been.
We released an Aboleth into the bay.
Released a whole army of clones. Yeah, it's fine.
Wait,
You
what?
did what?
What?
I thought we
What?
were gonna wait.
Is that why those vats were empty?
Wait, what? What vats? Wait, what? Yami?
Yami's gonna mighty leap away.
No, get back.
Wait a minute. Do I have anything? Wait, do I have anything that can stop her? Wait.
Clones?
I'm gonna wait. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take her or her ability to choose for herself away. I just watch as she jumps away. I'm like, you have to answer sometime, Yami.
Don't be ridiculous.
And I think that Sunspot and I are faster than you. I think it's true. That's how I dare.
Yeah.
I know Sunspot's definitely faster than me.
Only I had
I am.
Solaric. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are way too fast.
What clones? Who's cloned? Who cloned who? Literally, all I remember is this damn tea party.
Sunspot saw the clones before he got mazed.
Wait, am I a clone?
No.
You are
They
you.
broke the mold when they made you. No.
Yeah, they can't do that again. It would break the universe.
Oh. Hey.
There were clones
In a good
of
way.
Hallister
okay,
and
cool.
one that looked like Lilia.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Lilia saw them too.
What?
I mean, when I saw them, they were just in like these giant glass vats of goop. They weren't alive.
Why did we wake them up?
I didn't. I was in a maze.
I was at a tea party apparently eating people.
We put the keys in. After we put the keys in, they all just kind of walked around, shook hands. We're like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Hallister. Yeah, I'm also Hallister. And then like the Lilia one was like, ha, finally I'm free and also hot for some reason. And then I don't know if it's
She was on
meta-wise
fire.
who I know who that is. I don't think Airly would know, right, Dylan?
What is it?
What the Lilia clone is?
No, I don't think you would. I don't think
Yeah.
it's come up around early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there are a whole bunch of Hallisters and Hot Lilia around.
Yeah.
And where did they go?
Where do they come from?
We don't know. We left.
Why did you leave?
I was scared, panicking. You guys, you were dead, and the Sunspot was mazed, and Lily and Patience were
Wait,
stoned.
Sunspot, you were mazed?
Yeah, I was in some weird like labyrinth thing for 4 hours. I was being hunted.
Ooh.
At least it wasn't the excremental realm though, right?
Yes.
I mean,
That sounds horrible.
I mean, that realm I was only there for like an hour before I got flushed, but
yeah, but which would you prefer?
okay, wait, hold on. We need to back up a second. What
Yeah,
happened to
we do.
Arcturia?
Oh yeah, where is
Oh,
Arcturia?
She was made of butterflies, and I killed her.
Nice.
Wait, she was made of butterflies, or it was the butterflies that could take the form of her? Because those are different things.
Yummy, I don't know.
Yami,
Because
come
at the
back
tea
and answer
party, there was
questions.
like a butterfly swarm that looked kind of Arcturia shaped.
Well, whatever it was, it kind of like almost killed all of us. So it was as powerful as Arcturia, I would assume. If or if that was a portion of her power, like that's crazy.
Lilia says, "No, that was her.
Okay.
I felt her power. I felt her power before. When we fought at the Castlanters.
Then I
Yeah,
that
she
was
killed.
her.
attacked me.
Then I killed her.
So Arcturia's down.
Yeah.
How many apprentices do we have left to kill at this point? Has anyone been keeping track?
So, I mean, Trobriand was the headmaster at Dweomercore. Mural was, big spider
Yeah, we got
down
him.
at the gauntlet. Arcturia was obviously an Arcturia Doom. What's his face? Nestor was the skull with the skeleton arms that was the
we
Black
took him
Viper.
down.
Rantantar, his ghost supposedly is possessing the Wand of Wonder that you bought, Sunspot, that Yami now has.
That Yami wouldn't explain or acknowledge.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see. God, I know Maramba Nightsteel. You haven't really heard anything about her, and the other one, what's her face? I don't remember her name. But back when you first went into Undermountain, she seemed to be helping you along, you and Yami and Solaris and Krish Crash. So
There's 3 left.
seems that way.
We know one is in a wand, so why don't we just like burn it?
Do we know it's in the wand?
No, Sunspot has no idea, I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, what happened to
I think
those?
only
He just knows
Yami
that
knows.
it was supposed to be a wand of wonder, but it was acting weird when he was using it.
Oh, it acted weird, all right.
Both those genies got out of Undermountain, right?
It's true. Yeah.
Oh, are they having a dance party anytime soon?
Maybe we'll meet them in Zakara. I think one of them said he was in Zakara.
Oh.
They're heading there for the
Or maybe
wedding.
one of them is like kind of just a relative of Lavender. Who knows?
Maybe. Just Syra Kestelharp, that's her name. The other one.
Meanwhile, Sunspot's at the door of his haunted house with like this giant ring of keys. Be like, okay, that's the first
Yes.
sewer. That's the other sewer. That's the other sewer. That's the other sewer. That's the other sewer. Oh, here it is. Got it.
It's sewer gate 18A.
So the door of the house opens, with a loud creak to reveal the darkened interior within.
So walking is, hey, ghost and chimney witch, I'm back. I brought friends. Don't possess them. I don't know if they can actually hear me.
Do you guys walk in?
We only take a short rest before all this, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I hold Renair's hand when we walk in.
I don't think I had the right prayers ready for this.
And he says, "This is an interesting place."
Just the muffins from the chimney witch, amazing.
And Brighton, walks up and is like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm."
Oh, honey, hi, Renair. This is
Hi.
this
Hello.
is my older brother Brighton.
Oh, you're Brighton. Hi. Hello. I'm Renair Neverember. Renair Neverember Raylan. It's a
thing.
It's a thing.
We're workshopping this.
Yeah, And Brighton's like, "Oh, yeah. Nice to meet you. I've heard about your dad, and you're rich."
He is rich, but his dad's an asshole.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
That's true. And I mean, I have some money from my mom too, but yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of like Grandpa.
Grandpa?
But he's worse.
Oh.
Remember that time when Grandpa set up Mom and because she was with your dad before my dad, and you guys were in that castle and Mom got her hand cut off. Well, she cut her own hand off, but you guys had to literally jump out on that flying sled thing. Well, it was more parachute. It was more a parachute sled, right? Didn't Mom help make it out of linens?
Well, yeah, you know how good Mom is with that sort of thing.
I mean, yeah, because if they hadn't done such a good job, I wouldn't be here. Well, you wouldn't be here either because you'd be squished.
Yes, I'm glad that didn't happen. Yes, thank you for childhood trauma bringing it up again. Thank you.
I mean, you were 5. It was probably cool.
It was.
Or it was a core memory.
Yeah.
You'll never forget.
It's true.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Well, see, he was chained to this wall, and Mom was chained to the opposite wall, and there was these 3 other people chained on his wall, and 3 other people chained on Mom's wall.
What is with this weird session of all the weird?
As she's talking about this, it just zooms in on Patience staring into space, and you hear World War II flashbacks.
Solaris, I think that's trauma.
And actually, as you're describing this, Solaris,
yep,
there's suddenly in the walls of the house, there's just knocking from inside the wall.
Who is it?
You hear muffled
Sunspot, is there somebody in your wall?
I guess.
Why?
I didn't put him there.
It's your house. I mean, you're kind of responsible.
All right, where are they? So I was gonna start knocking around trying to find where this person is.
I'm gonna make a perception check. I want to find this person.
Okay.
Dylan, this is what happens. I got a 23 perception.
I'll have perception too, since I'm looking.
I mean, my passive is 27, so whichever.
24 perception.
Okay, so let me see here. Let me see. Name is not.
Hello.
So as you guys are going around looking, there is a piece of wall that it looks like it is connected to the tower of this house. That looks like it's made of some older stone than the rest, but it's been plastered over with plaster. But as you're looking at it, and checking things out, you knock, and it sounds like it's hollow behind this wall.
Coraline? Hello.
I use thaumaturgy and make my voice boom 3 times louder. I'm like, hello?
Echoes through the house.
Did you guys hear that?
If it's hollow, Sunspot's gonna try and start like knocking it down. It's
Yeah,
like I
so
need to do
you're-
renovations anyway.
Yeah, so you just.
Ooh, I want to help. Conjures a maul, +1 maul.
Oh my god. So you
I
guys
take a
bust
hammer out of
down.
my bag of holding and start hammering the wall. Are you sure this
Brighton-
isn't load bearing?
Brighton.
What does
who
that mean?
is In his adventuring days called Ray the Hammer, pulls out a hammer. All right. Everybody just busts down the wall.
Wait, what's a
Inside.
load bearing wall? What's that mean?
It's fine. We'll find out if it is.
There is a like a cramped little space inside with what looks like 3 bodies chained inside of this little alcove. And I think that's where we'll
alive?
end it for this week.
What?
Are these
No.
alive bodies?
They don't look like they're moving.
I can speak with Dad.
Slow motion head turn to Sunspot.
As we all awkwardly stand there, Patience just like, I can speak with Dad.
There we go. Yeah. All right. I think that's
Wow.
where we'll end it for this week with
Wow.
a discovery of some corpses in your house, which, you know.
I really like the chimney witch much better.
I mean, they just wanted a cask of wine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So thank you for joining us, everyone. For this session, it was very strange, and I didn't know what to expect, and there was a lot of things that came out. But I hope you'll join us next time for more craziness in a haunted house and going to a wedding and whatever. But let's go around and do a few plugs. Jamie, let's start with you. What you got going on? What's happening in
Hi,
the world of Jamie?
I'm Jamie. You can follow me on Twitter. As is usual, all my games are off stream. We don't stream any of them, but yeah, just in the Cursed Strahd game we were in played last night. Nothing too exciting happened. We got attacked by a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, yes, yeah. I just learned about that like a year ago after this adventure's been out for years and years that exists.
You got
Yeah,
attacked by
they-
Big Cat?
Yeah, big cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. I was looking at the Wicker Sun, and then the other party opened the doors.
Like
Because my character is a wildfire druid who is also a pyromaniac. So he's like, oh, a Wicker Sun for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. I can help with that.
I can blaze it.
Man, that festival would be really cool. It'd be a shame if the party just went and killed the Baron and his entire family.
We haven't got that far yet.
I did.
But yeah. That's kind of all I've got. Yeah.
Arrow, or not Arrow, Callie. Sorry, I was reading your name. Callie, what do you got going on?
Hi, I'm Callie. You can find me at CapCallie on Twitter. I have 2 art commission slots open. If you would like some art, less than $20, $20 or less, come commission me. It's a time, you know. I run a game. It's called Unwritten. It's every other Tuesday. It's not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, and it's now on Fractured Moon D&D channel, our friend Vex's channel. Last time Dylan wasn't there, but they all ran into Miss Piggy mermaids who were trying to get them to go into the water, and she was singing hello.
I would immediately jump in that water.
The boat is full of what we call ruffets, which are just like non specified Muppets, and Kevin, who is Kermit the Frog, but his name is Kevin, on the ship. He's the first mate, and he was having a freak out. He was like, I'm gonna jump, and then we're like, no, don't jump. But yeah, that's what happened. That's it for me.
All right. Jeanette, what do you got going on?
Hi. Well, normally, and we might hopefully have Skull and Shackles, a D&D 5e adventure on my channel, Uncanny_Adventures. tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. We actually took the last session 2 weeks ago off because Dylan was on vacation traveling the country. But apparently there may be some stormy weather heading my way in real life. And I'm currently in the line of a particular hurricane that might be a tropical storm. Who knows? So if everything goes well, we'll play. If not, I'll post on Twitter. Also, that goes for. I was hoping to be back with Call of Cthulhu on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time on my channel. Callie and Scotty are both in that game. But that also all depends on one, player availability, if people are free, because it's a weeknight, so it's kind of tough with scheduling and stuff. But also whether or not I'm out of power due to said storm that may be coming through. Because in my area, you either lose power for 24 hours or less, or you lose power for about 7 to 10 days. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, so keep an eye on my Twitter, which is below. And tonight, Scotty will talk about it probably. I'll be playing in a game here in a couple hours. And also, in case Scotty forgets to mention it, because sometimes he does, I'm a patron over on his Patreon. And I increased my patronage because, you know, Scotty does good work. So you should look at that. Oh, let Scotty talk about that. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Scott, what do you got going on?
Well, later tonight, we at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be continuing our Ghost of Saltmarsh adventure after quite a bit of a hiatus after a big move. The group's going to be doing downtime stuff, and by downtime, some of them have taken that literally by going down as fast as possible off of a cliff.
I regret nothing.
If you want an idea of what the heck I'm talking about, you should watch tonight's episode, because I'm sure it's going to happen a lot. Or a lot of referencing to it. The Sahuagin wizard of the party got the last piece of his components he needed for his invisibility potion, and all they had to do was fight this weird alien-like snail creature that shot lasers, like solar beam, like a Pokemon or something.
Okay.
May or may not be from some stuff I'm working on for a certain aquatic guide that I've been working on for years. And if you want to see more of stuff on that guide, like pictures and stuff before it comes out in the DM's Guild, you should follow me on Patreon, because that's where I post that artwork. And if you like watching the shows that are on this channel, that'd be a great way of showing support as well. A little bit goes a long way, and it's all greatly appreciated.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Like I said, for watching. I hope you'll join us here next time for whatever happens with corpses in the wall. But until then, keep it cool, you know?